It's like, no, like. 57, 57.
57. Whee!
Yeah. It's true.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, Yay! Hi! I should have talked before the guest, but for the host. Hi, everyone! What's up, everyone? I don't know if everyone's in chat. I should look at chat. There's chat.
Yeah, do what you want. Yeah.
I'm ready to take over the show entirely.
Oh, yes. Take me with you. Yeah. Totally. Let's you can change Twitch names now. Let's do it.
Oh God! No more changing Twitch names, guys. I can't keep up with all of you guys.
So it's fine. You can only change them once every 6 months. So.
Oh gosh! And Luke is going to change them once every 6 months. It's not. Well, it's not my show yet. You know, it's still your show, so I'm hosting you guys until I take it over next week.
It's just a slow assimilation, right?
You know. It's like Nazi Germany.
Okay.
Yay!
I'm out again. Until it's suddenly too late.
I hope no one clips that I just said that. But yay!
Oh my God, I can do that.
No, you can't. No, you can't do anything.
I totally can. Oh. Hey, what's up?
Oh God! Thanks for adding the quote. Appreciate that, Andy. My week was fine. It's just been working on a new show that we're doing and texting my ex, and that's fine. And we're all great.
Sometimes.
Nope, it's all good. All good things. How are you guys? How's Andy? I'm not. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
all good things happening this week. All good things happening this week.
Only good things, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I know. Doing some work, working on my art, trying to keep up with Jesse Cox's stream of Night in the Woods. It's so good. I think that the voice acting's the best part. Jesse's, not the game.
Oh yeah, is it good? Like.
Oh my God, yeah. It's so good. It's so good. You know what?
I'm surprised that you guys love it so much.
There are points where it starts getting too real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know B.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Every time she says something, I was like, "This is just my life. I don't like this.
Oh,
I don't like this. This is too real."
Wait till did you guys see Angus's story? His backstory? The bear?
Oh my god, I cried.
No, yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
No.
It's too much.
No.
It's a good game. You guys should get it. It's $20 on only PlayStation.
Well, only $20, you say?
That's me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Support indie games.
What?
Go ahead. How was your week, Kamal?
Waiting impatiently. Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Woo! Yep.
Isn't
Yep.
it? Yeah.
God's listening. go.
You sounded skeptical.
Yep. You're good. You excited? Tim, yes. Excited. You're right. Yeah. This is good. Oh, I'm so excited. I hope when you get a job, you don't like stop talking to us. Okay, great. Yeah.
I know that's a joke, but I died a little bit inside there.
It happens. You never know. You might get new friends.
Please don't make me cry in live stream. I don't want to do
it. He just gets. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Deep breathing. I'm fine. But it looks so pretty though. We are untamable.
Untame.
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Kamal's in the center picture.
Actually, he's on the left.
I haven't embodied Kamal. Yeah.
Oh.
I felt.
It's my favorite version of Andy.
I just felt like I needed to fit in, so.
Yep. There you go.
So yeah.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yay!
Yes. Wait till you get it running with the police.
Oh, I've done that before. That's fine. I've done that before.
So much fun.
Oh, Fire, did you know I've been stopped at the airport before because I had a turban in my bag?
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
That was exciting.
Such a bad boy.
Alright, okay. Oh, this is not a game of one-upmanship, Kamal. Okay. Alright. Let me have this, okay?
Kamal, they cannot hear you. I don't know how that can be fixed.
Crap, they can't? Oh my god! Oh my god, I feel so bad.
Have you been
Did you mute yourself?
I'm mute for the intro. I've been muted this entire time.
Oh,
wow.
Oh hashtag pro.
What kind of operation do you guys run here?
Elite
skills.
Oh my god.
So we're on Discord this time because obviously we don't want to use Skype because we use any excuse to not use Skype. And Kamal deafened himself so he could do the intro.
Well,
wow.
He forgot to undeafen himself because he's stupid.
No, I've been saying a lot. I've been saying a lot.
Do you want to give a recap on the thing you just said?
No, he doesn't get it. He's not allowed. He's missed his chance. Not allowed. And also, Spoder, I knew you'd appreciate my choice.
Hey, Louis.
Below it. Okay.
Alright, well, that happened.
Of the news since you've just... Yeah.
I wrap up my week. It was good. I waited for Switch most of the time. I have interviews next week. Yay! Done.
Boom. Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
Did it!
That's the pocket version of Kamal's week.
He's going to a place called Leeds. Yay, Leeds.
Yeah,
that is.
I am.
It's in England.
It's in England. I'm going to look it up.
It's between...
It's where Cam lives, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shout out to Cam.
It's the middle point between where you live
Yorkshire.
and where I
Yorkshire.
live. It is in York. It's in Yorkshire. Yes.
And it's next to Bradford and Halifax.
Look at you all learn about English geography.
You're learning so many things.
Thank you, Google Maps.
And then if you go up a bit further, you'll see Newcastle, and that's where I live.
Oh, flying there tomorrow.
Oh yeah. I'll meet you at the airport.
Oh my gosh.
Where's England? You know, it's that cold place you went that one time, Josh.
It's a tiny, insignificant island that
I didn't
is
recognise
more
you
than
when
it
you turned
is.
up. Okay. Shall we actually do some news now?
$1,000 flight. Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
We have a good podcast for you viewers this week.
Woo!
We've got like
Lucky you turned up at the right time.
Yeah, the past week has been very info. Yeah, it's been a good week for video games. So yeah, we should get into that.
This month is so good for video games. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Let's start with my little tidbit of news. So, the first thing is about Microsoft and their new thing they made called the Xbox Gamepass.
Right. I'm
So
gonna get this up.
basically,
Me
I
too.
think it was 4 days ago, I think,
Yeah.
they announced the subscription service. I think it's the same as it sounds, from what I understand, not having a PlayStation. I think it's like PS Plus.
Similar,
So,
but
yeah.
wait. I'll let you finish, and then I'll talk about the
I don't have a
differences.
PlayStation. So it's basically going to give you unlimited access to over 100 Xbox One and backwards compatible 360 games for $9.99 a month.
Yeah.
And it's on I believe it's on a rotation. And from what I got about it, the main difference is you can download them, so you get them forever.
Yeah.
Because I think PlayStation Plus
letting
you
you
stream
rent
them,
them.
right?
Yeah, you stream them. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a bit. I think it seems like
It's
the games with gold thing they've got now, except you pay for it. So I assume you get better games, maybe. I know some of the stuff they've said that you'll be able to get with it are like
I think
Halo 5, Payday 2, Soul Calibur.
Yeah. I think the best way to think of it is like Netflix, but for video games.
Yeah.
And like Sony does have a similar thing in the sense that they have PlayStation Now, which is also a streaming service for video games. But PlayStation Now is more focused on backwards compatibility than like modern games. Where like from this lineup, these are a lot like when you look at like Halo 5 and Mad Max, and they're older games, but they're this gen. You know, they're like Xbox One games. And also, if I don't know the PlayStation Now prices because it's not in England, but like I'm pretty sure this is a bit cheaper.
Oh, I can get it up.
This is you said $10, Andy, a month?
It says $10 or like £8.
Yeah.
So PlayStation Now is a service you can get for $100 a year, or $20 a month, or $45 for 3 months. Those are the options that you get.
So if you go yearly, it's similar, but if you go monthly, it's cheaper.
I like it. I dig it.
It's cool. I like it. I think like for like say my older brother who likes to dabble in a video game every now and then, you know, he gets himself a $10 month like on his break from work, and he just like binges whatever he wants. That's cool.
That makes sense.
But like
it's just there so you have them.
Yeah, but for us, I don't think it'll ever have games we want on it.
Yeah, right. It'll be much the same as the games with gold thing. Like maybe you'll play it a little bit just out of curiosity. Yeah. And other than that, it's gonna be a bit worthless.
Yeah, because it's definitely going to be like behind the curve.
I'm gonna look at my game library right now and see if any of the games with gold thing I've actually kept. I've seen looking at the stuff I've actually downloaded and played properly. I think Spelunky is the only thing I kept because it's a good, and Panda Peggle, and that's about it. Yeah. And that's after having like this for like over a year now. So.
This is really nice because I know people feel a way about PlayStation Now and how, like you said, it's a lot of like PS3 games and it's really for hardcore PlayStation people. But I think this is a lot more for casual people who are interested in like current gen stuff, and it's cheaper too.
I agree.
It's a nice way to get into games if you don't.
It's really nice. I think this is a win for Xbox. I don't think that a lot of people are going to use this service. No. But I think it's a great theory.
Yeah, for the people that like want this is amazing. Like the value is good. $10 a month. I mean, I don't think anyone can complain about that's good money for like over 100.
They said they're going to roll it out in the spring, so in the next couple of months, and it's going to come out earlier for gold members. So if you've got Xbox Live Gold, you'll be able to try it faster, I guess.
Yeah.
This would also be a fantastic gift. I hope they give it like as sort of like a gift
Microsoft
option.
really needs to get on that gifting stuff. They don't let you gift anything. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh my god, I would get you guys so many indie games.
You know what, Microsoft, just stay away from the gifting options. Just don't do that. That's cool.
It's gonna happen.
But also, I just really like that. I hate that PlayStation Now is streamed. Like, I hate that like a server somewhere is calculating my game physics and then it's telling my console what they are. Like, as someone who's really sensitive to like frame rates and input lag and stuff like that, it throws me for a loop. But like this you get the game. Like it's literally like buying the game, but like when the subscription's over, they take it off you. You know.
Right.
So I approve Microsoft.
I approve too.
The only thing I would have reservations over is what it does with the original Games with Gold thing. Like, if it's a replacement, I assume it might be a replacement.
Oh.
I don't know. It
I don't
seems like
think
a
so. I hope
side
not.
a side benefit because I mean like
Yeah.
it's
That'd be a
That's the
bad
thing
move
about
if they
it. I
replaced
assume they
it.
won't get rid of it.
because they're still asking for a separate charge as well. So
Yeah.
like then the people that are only paying for gold and they're not willing to pay an extra $10, they just lose something. So that's just going to feel
it
like
seems
a
like
kick
a
in
bad
the groin.
move, but I'm not going to totally rule it out because Microsoft have made some dumb moves before.
This year is not the year for them to do that, but
No.
Yeah, they can't do that now. Yeah,
they really shouldn't be.
they do not have time to
You
throw that out.
you are not
Yeah.
incorrect.
But yeah, I guess we'll find out about it in a couple of months.
I
So
hope so.
we'll bring you more news when that happens.
Yeah.
It says spring 2017, so next month maybe.
Yeah. Soon.
Maybe
Wow.
this month.
But I guarantee you soon, but only for America. Land of the free and the spoiled. I hate you guys. But then again, you have Trump. Oh, that makes me feel better.
I don't know her. I don't know who that is. I'm not aware. I'm not even aware of who that is.
Alright.
So
My
next piece of news.
next bit of news is the little video that Spoder sent me
Ooh, you gotta play
about
this.
the new Overwatch hero that came out yesterday. So,
Yeah, I got that.
let's have a watch of this. Tell me when to go.
Alright. Boop. There we go. 3, 2, 1, hit it.
I was not expecting that night.
The world is a scary place.
Damn right, it is.
Even here, in Numbani. We needed something to protect us. Enter the OR-15 defense bots. They took the old Adina model from the Crisis and gave them a complete makeover. They kept us safe. For a while. I was at the airport when Doomfist attacked. Poor bots didn't stand a chance. Everyone else gave up on you, but I saw what you could be. So I rebuilt you, upgraded your programming, and gave you a heart.
New personality module installed. System rebooting. OR-15 online.
No, that's no good. Every great hero needs a real name. What about Orisa? I made you to be strong and brave. You still have a lot to learn. And you'll probably mess up sometimes. But I know you'll become the hero we need.
My name is Orisa. I will keep you safe. That is my primary function.
Alright, I will get some gameplay if you want to do a little rundown.
Okay,
What's
so,
chat saying?
It took so long to release the other chick. In comparison, feels like they rushed this guy out.
yeah, it took a long time to release Sombra.
Oh.
This has only been like a month or so later, I think.
No, it feels like that.
I don't
It
know.
feels like that, but
I just-
Sombra came out last year.
I guess it's because I haven't played Overwatch for a couple of months, so it feels like it's only been a month because I just stopped.
Yeah, I will say, I'll tell you why I think Josh feels like that, and I even feel that way, but like when you do the math, it's kind of not true, you know? And I think that's because Sombra was this like massive ARG. Every month, every week, they were releasing a little teaser of Sombra, right?
Oh,
But-
and this one they just sort of dropped.
Yeah, they just dropped it. And they were just like,
okay, fair.
which you know, like it was never their intention to make it seem like every hero was going to be released a little bit by little bit every week, because I mean that was Sombra's thing because she's a hacker, right? And it was
Yeah.
meant to be like part of the character's like, you know, qualities like bleeding into the real world.
Yee.
I personally prefer this approach. I hate that like long game tease. Like I hate that.
Yeah, I'd rather just be like blindsided by it.
Yeah, I much prefer. There's a new hero coming out. Oh my god, there's a new hero out. Boom, easy.
So this hero is basically it's gonna be it's a support. So it looks like it's gonna be like a combination of most of them. Like it's got a shield kind of like Reinhardt. It's got one of its abilities is a bit like Samara's, isn't it? And it's got a barrier as well. And it's got a
No, keep going, keep going.
Obviously, it's got a chain gun and stuff.
Yeah.
But
She's got a chain gun.
Yeah.
Her like secondary fire is it's a miniature. It's a miniature Zarya ult. I wanted to say that like it wouldn't sound OP because it's not OP, but like that's the best way to describe it.
It's like a gravity thing, right?
Yeah, it's a little like
Okay.
Like so if you imagine like
Like a
Symmetra's
Ratchet
orb,
Clank type thing. Okay.
yeah, and then it just
pretty
kind of
much.
like drags them into the middle. Use like her ult is this. She puts down this little object, which I don't know if it has health. If anyone in chat knows if it can be destroyed, but and then that object just casts to like any teammates in line of sight and provides them with damage buff, like a little mercy on your shoulder,
So
kind of.
it's like the Symmetra shield thing, but for damage.
It's
Okay,
it's
I
very
see
it's
her
very
shield.
much
I know the shield.
Mercy's power beam. Like it's
Yeah.
the same tech, but just coming from a little
From a little
box, and
rubber
less of an increase than Mercy's does.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
is Orisa a girl? Is it like the robot's
It's
a
a-
female?
I think it's a female personality, but it's a
Okay.
But it's a
Yeah, I like
robot.
the name.
But it's a robot,
I
so
like-
it's it's whatever it wants to be.
Absolutely.
Nier
Okay.
says her ult has health, and it's basically a mercy damage buff, but it goes down real fast.
Yeah,
So-
I would have imagined that. Yeah.
So do people want to play this character, or are people excited
Every
about
time,
this?
every time a
Probably
character
try
comes
it.
out in a MOBA
Okay.
or in an
like
FPS or
Mass
anything like this, firstly, every time they aren't balanced, whether that's OP or not, or like underpowered, they're never balanced because like you need to kind of see how like they affect the player base to really balance them. But the other thing is, everyone always thinks they're OP, regardless of if
Oh,
they
yeah,
are
Neo
OP
was
or
sending
aren't
messages.
OP.
Neo was sending messages this morning that everyone's just whining about them being overpowered.
Yeah, and like, and the case is like people tend to look at the abilities, but they don't look at the downsides of it. So they'll like look at the ultimate, and they won't realize that the ultimate can be easily destroyed. They'll look at her shield, and they won't realize that 900 really isn't anything. Like you can knock a 900 shield that can't move and can't turn off instantly. You can get rid of that thing in no time nowadays, with the amount of damage output an Overwatch character does.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't think she's as OP as people are making her out to be. I think she looks cool though. She looks like she'll feel good to play, and that's what
Yeah,
matters
she
to me.
looks like hefty as buggers.
Yeah,
She does look
Uh,
hefty. She does look hefty.
I also saw her walking next to Roadhog, and D makes Roadhog look small, and Roadhog's a big dude.
Yeah. She's like what are those horse people?
Like a centaur.
Yeah, like a robotic centaur.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of her creator. I like that little girl. She seems nice.
Oh yeah, the little like the backstory is adorable. I dig it.
Yeah, I like that backstory. But yeah, I think it just came out on the PTR
So
yesterday,
it's
I
still
think.
looking like a month from like proper
Yeah, so
release.
it'll not come out. It'll probably come out on PC in the next couple of weeks, and it'll be out on like console probably the end of the month, I would imagine.
Yeah,
So probably find out more about it then, I guess.
she reminds me of a spider.
That's
People
a fucking
crying
weird looking
about-
spider you've got in your brain then, yeah. Not a spider.
That's not quite what a spider looks like.
Yeah,
Maybe in
spiders
Australia.
tend to not- Spiders tend to not have energy chain guns, even in Australia. But
You don't say.
alright, okay.
Hmm.
My next bit of news is Lawsuit Mark 1. This is the little follow up from, I believe you talked about this a couple of weeks ago, Kamal, about Zenimax's injunction on Oculus.
Oh crap! There's more on this. I
Yeah,
didn't
there
know
was,
this was
yeah.
in your dump. I thought the only lawsuit stuff in your dump was was the
Yeah,
next
we'll
thing.
get to that. Yeah. So basically, a couple of weeks ago, Zenimax sort of got an injunction of Oculus
They
because
did.
of some of the hardware they use and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Oculus.
they're now trying to put an injunction on any Oculus software and stuff that covers the stuff that they won the case over. So they basically want them to stop using and stop producing any of their software and hardware that uses the affected bits of technology.
Ha, sounds good to me.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess that's gonna.
Oculus is whack.
Yeah.
I mean,
so-
it could be very good. I don't know. I just don't like the people who are behind it.
Oh, I don't. Oh, definitely. I don't like the company, but like the tech is.
Yes.
The tech is pretty. Solid
And
tech.
yeah, I hear the tech is actually like it's the VR system on
Yeah.
the market right now.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, I
Um,
think
I
What
don't.
they want is
Shut it down.
Zenimax though, like, is it's like it's not like it's not a case of like you've got Oculus, which is like crappy company versus company who just wants what's theirs. It's crappy company versus crappy company.
it's essentially just crappy company wants lots of money from other crappy companies so they can keep doing their stuff, right?
Yeah, it's not.
So nothing's been confirmed yet. That it's not actually been. The injunction hasn't been passed, and obviously Oculus are trying to counter it because they don't want to be forking out all that money.
Yeah.
They're getting some bad press lately.
And in all honesty, having won already the last thing, and that judge saying that like you've settled, they settled in the last thing. The judge is basically, and that was over. The last lawsuit they were in court for was over if Oculus had broken any laws, was in regards to their use of John Carmack's code.
Carmack's, yeah.
And that's the only thing they could have got from Zenimax. So I feel like if they've already I feel like they're kind of just blowing on the same horn again and again and again.
Pretty much.
Like, and I don't think the judge is going to give it to them this time because it's like you've already won this. You're basically asking for the same thing again. But you're asking for more stuff.
I'm so glad you're using these words because this is going spectacularly into my next bit of news.
Nice.
So this is lawsuit.
That's segue.
This is lawsuit news Mark 2. So
He's the lawsuit
hell.
king.
last week we talked about how Digital Homicide's case against Jim Sterling was finally thrown out. And
What's that, Sunrise?
And a couple of days ago, they what did they do? Jim Sterling made a jump acquisition where he basically tried to chronicle the whole series about what happened, and since he's allowed to talk about the wider things because it's past now. So just to do a little bit of backstory if anyone doesn't know.
Who is Jim Sterling? What's a Digital Homicide?
Very short version. Jim Sterling, internet journalist, he reviews games and stuff. In 2014, he reviewed an absolute trash game called Slaughtering Grounds from a trash company called Digital Homicide.
Yeah.
And they started a whole procedure against him where they complained about everything he does, and they tried to sue him and get all sorts of stuff done, and it's been thrown out. So basically, let's start with this first bit. The first lawsuit they put against him in 2014 was a lawsuit of a total of £10.76 million in damages they wanted him to pay.
Wow.
From
which was
a little YouTuber who has like 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, give us 10 million pounds."
It was split into 5 million in punitive damage, 4.3 in emotional damage, and 2.3 in product damage.
Wow. He doesn't have that money.
No, hell no. This all ended up going to court a couple of months ago, and basically they found out about all these arguments. So this guy, James Ryan, is the main guy from Digital Homicide.
Yeah.
He kept talking about he had a smoking gun, like that hard piece of evidence that was going to tank Jim in court, and they got up to this, and this smoking gun they were talking about was the fact that Jim Sterling also, as well as doing YouTube videos, he writes articles.
Right.
And he had he mistakenly said that rather than that that Digital Homicide they stole images from Google in the Slaughtering Grounds, and then he also claimed that they stole images from Google for a different game that they did.
Yeah.
When in fact, this guy bought this thing on Shutterstock. Also a crap thing to do if you're a developer. Don't buy images, just make them. So.
I don't know what you're talking about, Andy. I think Shutterstock's images are great, and they should be in every game. You know, high quality resources there. Really.
And then after finding this out, Jim Sterling, he changed his article to say that they bought them off Shutterstock rather than stole them off Google. That particular bit of news, that was brought up as prosecution. The fact that he edited his own document to be truthful, that was their main prosecution point.
Well, you know, we are in the age of fake news. He should have stuck with it.
Fake news.
Even better, he couldn't find the original document with the mistake in it. So, and this was their best. This was their evidence that stood up the most in court. I'm going to tell you some of the other accusations he made that they brought. This was literally in the court transcripts and part of their legal documentation.
Yeah.
So, the first one that I thought was quite funny was Jim Sterling accuses the Remind brothers as being as sly as the wet bandit from the children's film Home Alone.
What? Okay. That seems unnecessary.
The Reminds also claimed that Jim got their name wrong, called them the Rominos in reference to Italian crime families. Not from the fact that he just forgot their name or got it wrong. And my personal favourite, they brought up a tweet that he said a few years, however long ago, that when they were getting sued from Valve, that he said that there was not enough popcorn on Earth. James Remind brought this up, and Jim Sterling's lawyer countermanded this by saying, well, you can't prove that there's not enough popcorn on Earth.
What is this lawsuit?
Jesus. What is this kangaroo court ass? This is so
I can
stupid.
imagine the judge here would just be like, what
What am I doing with my life? Why
And
am
then he wanted to
I
go
here?
home.
Yeah.
Right.
He also Jim also said when he was taking this around to lawyers to try and get someone to represent him, I think the first bunch that he saw were all just like, what is this person? What has happened? Why is this a lawsuit? What is happening?
Yeah.
So basically the first set of the lawsuit got thrown out mainly because so in the US system you need a lawyer if you are suing someone as a company, and
Yeah.
because this guy was suing them as Digital Homicide and he didn't have a lawyer, he had to either lawyer up or change his lawsuit to be him personally rather than as a games company.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he did that, and he changed it a little bit by changing the name on the top from Digital Homicide to his name without changing anything else.
That's how that
So
works.
which is dumb.
Narcissistic.
And they found out what he wanted, and he added some extra caveats to if he won, which he wouldn't, but he added some extra ones anyway. He added an extra 2.5 million of damages in for having to do a lawyer, I guess. And he also this one he wanted Jim Sterling to put apology videos and apology articles in place of every single one of his videos and articles that he'd put on about Digital Homicide ever.
Right.
And he wanted all of the apology videos and all of the apology articles to be there for 5 years, and to have an apology video on like the front page of his YouTube channel and his website. That's just illegal. Like, that's just that's against freedom of speech. You literally cannot do that.
But Andy,
Seems like
I
a
want
lovely
it.
person.
I've literally just put after this on my notes, literally illegal in block capitals after that. And they wanted Jim Sterling to reimburse Digital Homicide because he had to learn how to do lawyers. So they wanted him to pay for that.
Oh, okay.
And
Wow.
then this was all thrown out because it's stupid again. And the third and final lawsuit, they upped the damage to $15.3 million. And then, for some reason, he
Does
changed
he feel
the
like he's
name.
more likely to win if he keeps asking for more money?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm not sure if that's how that works. But
Just
he
throw a bunch
also,
of darts and.
he also changed the name on the lawsuit again to Micro Strategic Designs, which is a fluff company they set up so they could flip more assets on the Steam store.
Of course.
Mhm.
And then he brought some extra complaints in. He said it was civil conspiracy against him because he made a video about making like some sort of mutant monsters that lived to downvote YouTube videos. And clearly this was real. This was a real thing he was trying to do. That's why it's a civil conspiracy.
Of course.
Wow.
And then he also, for some reason, claims that Jim was a direct competitor of him because he sometimes does pro bono voice acting work. Which is just, okay, sure.
Sure.
That's totally how that works.
That's fine.
And then, after this happened, James Remind met with Jim Sterling's lawyer without Jim Sterling being present, because he didn't need to be, because he's got a lawyer, and the other guy still didn't, even though he's had to have one like 3 times now. And basically what the lawyer did was he basically, according to Jim Sterling, he basically explained to James Remind what would happen in a real court case, like how real law works, and that became too real for him. He was like, no, I'm out, guys, I'm out. So they then reached an agreement to both drop the lawsuit and cover their own legal fees. Another thing that we didn't know about this until this video came out, they obviously both got a document that they had to sign to claim that they weren't going to bring it up again, because it's both cases are dropped with punity, which means that they don't bring the lawsuit up again.
Yeah.
And they both get sent a copy of the document, and then the prosecutor signs it, then the defendant signs it.
Right.
When James Remine got that document, he edited it and sent it to them. Also illegal.
Oh my gosh, that's really illegal.
I'm just imagining he just crossed things out in crayon and just wrote extra things, because this is basically what that sounds like at this point.
I think the guy's just like...
What's wrong with him?
Yeah, that's the real question. It's just like, there is definitely something wrong with him.
The link to will be a video, and it's absolutely hilarious. You should totally watch it. It's brilliant. And it's essentially, this James Remine guy ended up on... he came up in front of the court, and he was basically spent his entire prosecution saying, well, we think Jim Sterling did this, we think he might have done that, he could have done this, and this would have affected us in this way. So it's all just like conjecture and nonsense. And he basically complained that everything that happened in his life, that all his financial problems, all of his crap games, they all failed because of Jim Sterling.
Of course.
Yeah.
But the best part about this is... so throughout most of the last half of 2016 and up till now, Jim Sterling's been under an injunction, so he couldn't talk about them because of the ongoing court case, obviously.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, Digital
Hello.
Homicide thinks that Jim Sterling.
ASC, how you doing? Welcome
Sup?
to the podcast.
What's up, ASC?
Anyway, Digital Homicide thinks that Jim Sterling's to blame for all of their woes, but during all this time when he literally couldn't say anything about them, Digital Homicide tried and failed to sue 100 anonymous Steam users.
Yeah.
And thought that Valve would give over their details so they could sue them.
Yeah, I remember this.
And
this was a thing.
And also, Valve took down all of their Greenlight products and all of their games off Steam.
Yeah.
And I've also seen videos of them. They're all absolute trash. They all look like terrible Space Invaders clones. But with, instead of a tank, you've got a small girl that throws toys up at bugs.
That sounds like the dream!
Right?
Sounds like so much fun.
And
I think we should get Fire that for his birthday. When's your birthday?
Oh, please. Please do that.
They ran out of money and went bankrupt. And this was all while Jim Sterling couldn't do anything about it. They literally could not. So yeah, that was all my notes. Essentially. So yeah. So that guy was a law moron, tried to sue them. He's a lunatic, and now it's all finally over, so he can get on with his life like a normal person. But I think the fact that whole nonsense that kept going on, even with how stupid the case was and how clear that it was absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
It still took a solid almost 3 years to get rid of.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, well,
it's just
the legal system is pretty slow regardless. It tends to be the case, you know.
I keep imagining there's just some super old judge who's just like, what are video games? What are
YouTube videos? What is this?
What is happening?
What is this, man? What is a microtransaction? What is all of this? What is an asset flip? What's Unity? What's Greenlight?
Now I feel bad for this theoretical judge.
He would have had to have done so much research. I could just imagine some really grumpy old man. It's like, I don't understand any of these words.
And I don't want to, but I have to.
Yeah, that's really annoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, I'm done ranting about law now. The main thing is Jim Sterling won, and it was hilarious.
Wow.
That's all my news. I can stop and breathe again now.
Take a breath, Andy.
Very.
Take a chill
nice.
I'm stuck on this game, and it's irritating me. But, you know, that's life.
Yes.
Well then. Now that Andy's done with his news, we're going to move on to you, Fire.
Woo! So now for much less intelligent news.
Yeah. Intelligence is
some nudity! Yay! So we're going to start by talking about... So Mass Effect is going for what's quote-unquote called softcore space porn. Now, I know that I think you guys talked about this last week or something about this. They had talked about how there's going to be time in Mass Effect, but now recently, Aaron Flynn took to Twitter to say, "quote Yes, it's totally softcore space porn."
Yes.
And it's sort of been going along with the tongue-in-cheek, I would say, promotion of this game. And so someone, and then he also followed up by saying, "I'm not," when someone asked if he was kidding, or if he was trolling, I think. And so he said, "Oh, I'm not."
Why would you think he was trolling? Have you seen the things that BioWare makes?
Yeah, look at this stuff. Come on.
This is great. I'm so happy.
It's really funny. And then he gave an apology because people sort of got the wrong impression. So his
did they make him apologize? That's so sad.
Yes,
apologize for space porn. Come on.
So he said, "Sorry, I gave the wrong impression. We have strong characters, great gameplay, romances, and more, all dealing with mature themes."
Look,
now,
there could be strong characters and be naked, right?
I mean, if you're watching these strong, really well written characters have sex in the nude, it's porn. That section of it is porn.
True. I think what's a little bit interesting about this is that they're focusing a lot on the sexual aspects of this game. I guess in a jokey way to promote it,
yeah.
But also it's interesting because they haven't publicly rated the ESRB rating for this game, and it's going to be M. All the games have been M.
Yeah. And this is like the meant to be the peak of the bunch when it comes to this stuff.
Yeah.
So I looked at Mass Effect. I didn't know I owned all 3 Mass Effects, and I looked at them. They all have the same things. Blood, partial nudity, strong language, sexual content, and violence. I'm just curious what this one is going to say. Like if it's just going to be like
it's just gonna have porn written on it.
Porn. What else did I have here? So it's sort of also interesting because we're in this age where we kind of expect our executives and our devs to take their games a little more seriously. So when I did hear about this, at first I kind of rolled my eyes about like, why aren't you taking your game seriously? But then I kind of liked the idea of like, they're a little bit more tongue in cheek.
That's the thing. Like, I feel like anyone who got kind of like angry at this doesn't know BioWare developers because I mean, when they accepted their game award for Dragon Age Inquisition, like Game of the Year, they brought like a video recording of a character from Dragon Age, fully voice acted, saying "Thank you. We know you're here for the sex." Like, this is just like an ongoing joke.
That's what they do. It's very on brand for them. It really, really is. And I found the article that I pulled up. Their headline was "Mass Effect Andromeda is all about banging. There's no point pretending we're here for any other reason." Which I love that. I just love that opening sentence to an article.
Again, I've always said if we get to name our ships in Mass Effect Andromeda, I'm just gonna call mine the Space Brothel.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Because that's what I'm going to the new universe for.
Yeah. I'm also really surprised because I didn't realize that Mass Effect had such a strong reputation for sex in general. I guess because I know, which is so weird for me because I played Mass Effect a little bit later than everyone else, and I guess I didn't catch on to that sort of thing, and the whole romance aspect of the game. But yeah, I learned a lot researching this whole thing. So, I sure did.
It really came to kind of a T was the sexual stuff in 2, and since then with 3 and then Dragon Age Inquisition, I think BioWare actually kind of rolled it back. Not in the sense that the sexual content was less graphic, but in the sense that in 2 it did really feel like everyone was just like, "Hey, you ready to put your penis in me? Okay, cool, let's do this," And and when you go look at Inquisition, for example, you'd be lucky to go through a full romance tree with one person. Everyone has different preferences. I went
in Inquisition totally expecting to have sex with everyone.
Yeah, I disappointed Andy. I was like, "Oh, you can't have sex with him. He only likes elves. You can't have sex with her. She's lesbian. You can't have sex with him. That one's bi. You could probably do that guy."
I haven't played Dragon Age since then. I'm done. That's all I was there for.
And like from what I'm hearing about Mass Effect is like that while you will be able to romance everyone on the ship will be romanceable, some of those romances won't even be won't be physical. Like they won't be physical romances.
What?
They will just be they'll just be like emotional relationships.
They'll be metaphysical.
They'll be metaphysical.
They'll be spiritual.
Just like they'll be out of body experiences.
Yeah,
It's
you can just do
how
yoga
deep
with
they will be.
Yeah. They'll just have some tantric sex. It'll be great.
And I'm happy to hear that they're changing up their relationship system because it was like not only was it really stale at this point, like at the end of like Mass Effect, I felt like it had gotten like really stale. It also just kind of felt like you felt the algorithm, like you could just see the code of like, okay, checkbox loyalty mission, checkbox talk to them every day, sex. Like, you know?
Checkbox pretend to leave them on and leave them high and dry.
Yeah, and pick someone else on the ship. Ooh, that sounded... Okay, so that's that. Nudity, yay, boobies. All right, next one is, so Ubisoft just announced the new Avatar game, or the only Avatar game.
Oh, do we have a clip for this?
Ooh, you know what? Let me pull one up for you real fast.
I actually went to... So, we invited Fire earlier this week, and Fire, by the way, for anyone wondering, has been our, like, most linked-up active guest that we've ever had, and I respect that. Like, we were like, oh, come on our show. He's like, okay, what do? I want to do this right. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. So I went to add this into the linked up, and I saw Fire already adding it in there. I was like, damn it. He's stealing my things. Like, I'm too slow.
I just put it in the Discord.
Okay, I got it.
Let's have a look at that.
Yeah, I'll put this on stream, because I haven't actually seen the video footage for it yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are we? Here we go.
There you go. Yeah, you play it and I'll talk about it.
Avatar DS game, best game. Okay, 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Whee!
Don't want to see that.
Hey, it's Uni. How are you doing?
Curiosity is the most powerful thing you own. Imagination is a force that can actually manifest reality.
I came out of that movie and I thought that it's unbelievable how much you want to go there. And it's interesting how they have created that feeling that Pandora is actually a place, and a beautiful place where you think you would like to be.
The game should deliver on that promise. It should be the ultimate experience where you actually go to Pandora and where you can live an alternative life on the moon.
We are working side by side with Lightstorm to create a game based on the world of Avatar.
With the power of Massive's Snowdrop game engine and the team's passion and obsessive focus on detail, we know they're the right group to bring the beauty.
But this is still
and
really
danger of
early
Pandora
stages.
to
This is
life.
basically
Oh yeah, really early.
Yeah. So Avatar is a bad movie. Freaking Uni hates everything. By the way,
Okay.
To be fair, I also didn't like Avatar, but I'm just
Okay.
telling
right,
you
now-
guys before you like get into it. Like Uni hates
See,
everything.
I was trying to avoid this. Go ahead.
I feel Avatar, everyone only went to see it because it was like the first proper movie that came out with all the 3D stuff.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, it's CG's unreal. It's so realistic."
And then I just ended up watching it. I was like, but it was just a really average movie, though, guys. Why is everyone so hype about this?
So I enjoyed Avatar.
Alright.
Nominated for
Oh my God,
Best
feels
Picture, and it won 3 visual effects, cinematography, and art direction. A lot of people didn't like it, but that's fine. So,
Fire's like, "I liked it and it won awards, so you're wrong. Shut up."
Yeah, shut up, everyone else. Everyone else is wrong.
So, Fliptear, Massive Entertainment, they just did The Division, and they're still doing The Division. Actually, the Last Stand DLC either comes out next week, or I think it came out last week. I don't know.
I think it comes out next week.
I think it comes out next week. So, Division, the player base hasn't been so great, and it's had a pretty lackluster player base. Fun fact, I actually found the place where my apartment should be in the game, which is really creepy.
But yeah, so it's based on. So here's the thing. Actually, it's based on the world of James Cameron's Avatar. It's not actually an Avatar game.
That's good. That's a good.
So they're not
move.
actually going to. Right. That's great. Right. So they're not actually going to do the story of Avatar.
Yeah.
They're just going to. You're going to play around in Pandora.
That never works out because you take like a movie story, which is like a 2-hour story, and then you try to fill it out to make it a game, and it just feels like errands in a movie. It's just not a good experience.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, and then it says Ubisoft will continue to expand and deepen the Avatar universe in exciting, innovative ways, along with the films, which possibly suggests that there is maybe more Avatar on the way. Because it's kind of weird. It's weird that they're saying this because it seems to come out of nowhere, in my mind.
Well,
but
I have no idea this is going to happen.
The
when it says that Ubisoft is going to expand it into an explorable thing, it's going to have map towers in.
What story?
Because yeah, I know, right? What story? Look, it's like Spoder says. It's just blue Native Americans versus America. It's just Pocahontas in space.
The Avatar. Well, like in Ubisoft's defense, there are a second and a third and a fourth Avatar film coming that they could use.
They keep telling me that, but it ain't gonna happen.
I think Avatar 2 is planned for... No, Avatar 2's got a release date. It's like December 2018, isn't it? Or something like that.
I don't care, to be honest.
I know.
I'm very excited for this game. This is going to be fun. Pandora was a really nice world, and it's going to be fun to play in the trees and be blue. It's going to be great. I'm excited.
Fire, can we imagine for a second that EA was making this game instead of Ubisoft? Are you still excited?
Hate it. Hate stupid games. Really stupid. Why are they doing that?
Why do you like Ubisoft?
Fire has the biggest Ubisoft bias in the universe. It's great.
Why? Ubisoft is the worst. It's the worst development. It's so bad.
You're the only person I know who like has a bias towards Ubisoft.
I'm the only person you know who likes anything that... Please, come on. I like everything that everyone else doesn't like.
That's true.
Ubisoft is great.
That's true, yeah. Fire's just wrong about everything. What?
I'm correct. I hate you, Andy. I'm throwing American Gods in the trash right now.
Don't you try me, bitch. Don't you do it.
Ubisoft is going to be... I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be fun, and hopefully they don't try to make it a multiplayer thing. I think they should... make it like a single player experience and like have it they should go the route of what was that Star Wars game that everyone loves? It was on the PS3 and Xbox 360. It was like, God.
Force Unleashed?
I never remember the name of it. Yes, like Force Unleashed.
I don't think everyone loved Force Unleashed.
But Avatars but the Avatars didn't have force powers or lightsabers.
No. Because
Shut up,
in the way, shut up. In the way that it was not a Star Wars. It was not like it was their own little story.
It was a story, a separate story in the Star Wars universe.
In the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I get what
I think it's gonna be great.
That's definitely like the only way that they have a chance at making this work.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even then.
Yes.
Even then.
I'm nervous about.
It's a game based on a movie, so it's probably going to be terrible.
The odds are against them. That's for sure.
I think the only movie game based on a movie I've ever played that I've liked was the King Kong game for the PlayStation 2. Don't know why.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, no one ever does because it probably wasn't actually that good, but I like playing.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's the only thing that's really nerve-wracking. I mean, besides a lot of other things, is that Massive Entertainment is doing it, and then so it makes me think that they're going to have some sort of co-op division-y element to it. So, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we won't hear about this game.
Massive is like in defense of Massive, the Frostbite engine is amazing. Like
yes,
it's a really solid piece of tech that was wasted on the Division.
I feel like lots of things were wasted on the Division.
I hear Far Cry Primal was really good, and Massive worked on that. I hear that.
They did. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's great. I mean, but that's also another different animal entirely. You know what I mean? No point intended.
What movie? I'm pretty sure it's Blue Trash. Yeah. No, you're right. Yep.
So that's all for
Killing Fire.
That's all for Fire Loves UV and no one else does.
What else can you do and tear your dreams down, Fire? Tell us.
Great. So, This is like so the wrong crowd for all this stuff. Nier Automata allows you to buy the platinum.
Oh my god, Nier! Oh my god, I'm so excited for Nier. I'm gonna play a Nier trailer while we talk about this.
Please do. So for those who don't know about Nier Automata, it is a new game in the Drakengard series. How do you say that, Kamal? The Drakengard?
I don't know.
I feel like it's a Drakengard.
Anyway, it's a series of games. It's a series of games that has a really complex story, and don't ask me about it because I don't know. But Nier, you play as an android. They actually had a demo recently that you can play. But you play as an android lady who wears a choice lack of clothing.
Yeah.
Further in.
And Andy, watch yourself. I don't like what I'm hearing. Okay.
What?
And
it's not about the lack of clothing, Fire. It's the clothing that is there is really cool looking. I love the weapon designs, honestly, in Nier. Like, I love the weapon designs, and I love all of the animations for the attacks.
I have seen
They're
this
so
game.
good.
Yes, I figured you had. So
I've seen Outside Xbox play this.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's an achievement in this game for looking at like the upskirting 10 times for like with your camera.
Yep.
It's Japanese in case you didn't know.
Yep.
In case you didn't know, now you know.
Yeah, Uni knows. I like the part when you see a part.
Well, you could get an achievement for seeing her.
You can get an achievement. It's very Japanese.
I've seen some cosplays of this that are so not safe for work, and they are fully clothed. It's just angles, man.
I'm gonna look up Nier Automata.
Oh my gosh. So while
I'll be back 10 minutes. Give me a bit.
While Andy gets his pants undone, the game came out in Japan. The game came out in Japan.
Like she's wearing pants, but she's actually not wearing pants.
No.
Are we playing the trailer? Can you see her? Oh, she's jumping.
Look, this trailer's like the tamer of the trailer.
Let me just. I'll save that picture for later.
Good lord. So the game came out in Japan February 3rd, and it comes out in the U.S. March 7th. For you British people in March 10th.
Oh, March is a tough month for me.
So the thing is that according to once you've conquered the RPG for a third time, you will have the option to buy any missing PS4 trophies
from an NPC in
basically an NPC
world,
shop.
Yeah,
and so. But the good news is that there's no real currency that you have to use. It's all
in-game currency. Yeah, you have to collect enough money to buy them, but it's still
you're not even being punished for being.
So it's really difficult. Like, I read this and I went and looked it up as well, and because I thought it's so odd to like make achievements and then let you buy the achievements.
Yeah, it seems that totally like indicative of what an achievement is, doesn't it?
But Nier has a lot of really weird things in its menu structure and just kind of like its representation of itself as a game. Like your menu is meant to be like your AI's operating system. And you can like find all of the chips that are connected to your AI and unplug them one by one. And like there's literally a chip that is like your being, like kind of like the AI's personality, and you can just unplug it and then you die. Like you can just like commit suicide from the menu in there because
that's cool. I like that.
Like, so I feel like that's like the same logic that they were doing when they thought of this, is they were just like, how do we be weird, like in a way that doesn't actually like ruin the game, because you still have to play it 3 times over, and then on top of that, like they're really expensive. Like they're really expensive.
They are.
Like so I don't think anyone could. I think it'd be easier to actually get the achievements than to buy them all.
So here's the thing, I actually did some investigative and I spoke to spoke to someone who had the platinum, and who's in Japan, and he told me that with this method, which is to play the game 3 times and buy the achievements, it would take you 30 hours, but otherwise it would take you 70 to 100 hours to do it all legitimately.
Oh, okay. So it is faster.
Now there's a difference. You know,
it is faster.
So, I mean, this has also never been done before. This, I mean, it's cute because it's actually kind of serves as kind of nice promotion in a way too, because it sort of gives trophy hunters a false sense of security to like go pick up this game and get an easy platinum out of it. But I mean, I can't speak to the difficulty of this game. This guy tells me that it's pretty standard, it's pretty average, but I don't know what his gaming level is, and he certainly didn't know how low mine was. So.
Yeah, I think it's pretty average for its category, which is like, I'd say just like above average, just slightly above average.
Right. So I don't know what they usually give. I mean, you guys, no one here really trophy hunts or whatever, which is fine. But what they do is they give ratings, so it'll be out of 10. It'll be a difficulty, and users will compile like a number, and it'll be like 5 out of 10. If it's sort of difficult. So we'll see what this one is, and I think that'll be kind of. I'm interested. I'm gonna play it and hopefully platinum it. We'll see.
Don't look at many skirts though, you dirty boy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's another. This is a PlayStation exclusive, or is it on PC?
This is a PlayStation exclusive. PlayStation exclusive.
Oh, so it's not got a PC release then, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
Devin, what's up?
Hey, Devin. Welcome to podcast.
There is that.
Oh no, wait! It does have a PC release. It does have a PC release.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Really?
God,
just not Xbox. Just no. Listen, Xbox. You're not allowed games.
Xbox,
okay,
gross.
cool.
No games for you.
Yeah.
Cool.
No games for your butts.
I'll probably get that on
actually...
PC then, and then it can look even hotter. I mean, I can play even
nasty. Oh my gosh! I'm working with a bunch of perverts. Jesus Christ.
Hey, look, we didn't design the fucking thing.
No, we didn't. We just appreciate the female form is all.
Look,
That's a different thing.
Nice
it's a different story.
You guys are terrible. When I go on The View, they're gonna treat me a lot better than you guys are. This is so gross. Jesus, when I'm a guest chair on The View or whatever. Okay, so that's a great actually segue into my.
Ubisoft as well.
Of course they do. How dare you call us scrubs? Anyway, Xbox stuff. Yay! So that's a perfect.
Oh, that's Xbox stuff.
Well, who talks about Xboxes, God?
Oh, I'm boring Lewis. I can't help it. So Thimbleweed Park is. Oh, I actually have a trailer for you.
Ooh.
For
yes,
this
I'll
one. You got it? Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
So this is an Xbox indie. It's the first Xbox indie that is coming exclusively to Xbox. It's also going to be on PC. I'm not sure if it's going to be a Play Anywhere title. But do you guys want to watch the trailer, or should I talk over the?
You can talk. I'll play it.
Okay. So the game actually got announced 2 years ago, and it's been funded via Kickstarter, and I guess now backed by Xbox. But it's from the creators of Monkey Island and Maniac Mansion.
Oh.
Which, if you guys don't remember those games, a lot of you are probably a little too young to play those games. To have known those games.
Monkey Island is
they're
genre defining.
They're genre defining. They're staples of the adventure, point and click, and they're super fantastic games. So this is a labor of love in a way for this creator. So the game is basically a point and click adventure game that sort of looks like an X-Files, Twin Peaks kind of vibe, which has been a lot of games lately. Everyone sort of loves Twin Peaks right now, which is really weird because it's 2017. But
excuse you, I'm 12.
It's I'm 12. So also the game has had a really rocky production schedule because it missed it had a 2016 release date, which is why it was shown at E3 2 years ago, but it's just now coming out on May 30th of this year. And so anyway, the game designer Ron Gilbert said he was talking about a good publisher will be there to pull you back when you're about to derail. They're looking over your shoulder and keeping you honest. They'll question your decisions and not in a bad way. And he said, I think that a lot of Kickstarters run into problems because people don't have the experience to really self-center and self-regulate. So he was sort of giving, he wasn't really talking about the issue directly, but I thought it was kind of interesting how he was just hinting at little production problems. I find indie games coming to console to be very interesting, and they don't really talk about the difficulties of
It's a big part of
how
like
it gets
kickstarted games as well. I think the majority of kickstarted games fail, and it's usually due to feature creep. Like when they set up the Kickstarters, they aim for a certain amount of money. That's most of the time, I'll give them credit. Most of the times they've calculated it in some way, shape, or form. Whether that's good or not, like, is a different story. But then they always put stretch goals on top of that. And they never like it's almost always they've never done the math to see like, what extra stuff will we have to pay for? How many extra developers will we have to... Because, like, money doesn't guarantee you'll be able to develop something in the same cycle that's bigger. You know what I mean?
Right.
They tend to run into that wall a lot. Kickstarted games.
I'm honestly, I mean, it's
careful.
Yeah, and it makes sense why they need a Kickstarter, but it's also kind of really shocking that someone of this caliber has to kickstart his game. I don't know. It's Monkey Island it was such a genre definer, so it's just shocking to me that he has to do a Kickstarter, but of course he does.
Yeah.
Because we live in this time. But anyway, he wanted to expose a new audience to a point-and-click adventure game and highlight the writing, and I think it's kind of cool because he's bringing a game that's all about the writing in sort of a time where we're all about set pieces and big AAA titles and all that stuff. So I really like that Xbox is going the route of where Sony has been going for years, which is highlighting a lot of their indies. Yeah. Let's see, what else I want to say about this. Oh, yeah, so we don't know what Xbox is really doing this year, which is kind of weird.
Oh, we know what Xbox is doing this year. They're announcing a new console. That's what they're doing.
I mean, besides that, game-wise, we just don't know.
There's nothing else happening.
What are we playing on that console?
Nothing.
What are we playing on that console?
You're playing Halo 5 again, but in 4K, because that's all you need in life, right?
Just 4K everything. It doesn't matter. Just old games, but better.
I could care less about the Scorpio, but I'm glad everyone else is excited about it.
I don't know anyone who's excited about it.
I don't think anyone cares, and I think this could be a really good opportunity for it, because Sony is known for its. People always talk about Sony. I mean, people who are into games and in the games industry talk about Sony's diversity of their indies and their AAAs, and I think Xbox would really take this opportunity to have some kind of bigger indies that they could promote more. Because one thing that Sony doesn't do is, while they have lots of indies, they don't promote them at all. And you hear about them through an IGN or another news source, or when they get a review from some other website. But I think this is a really good opportunity, and I could be the game to kickstart that. And I think this is going to be a pretty good game. I'm going to play it. I don't know if anyone else is going to. But
I might give it a look. It looks cool.
I like a good story. I like that point and click adventures really highlight the writing of the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. And this guy's he's a complete veteran, and it's fantastic that he's coming back.
Actually, I really want to time you out now. Look, I really want to time you out.
Hey, Luke's in chat. What's up,
Luke, what's up, Luke?
Welcome to the podcast. Watch yourself be replaced.
Yeah, it's happening before your very eyes.
Yeah.
No, Luke, don't worry. You'll be back next week, right? So, my final piece of news, and then I'll stop talking, is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Let's get some gameplay for this up while you talk. There we go.
Please. So, Horizon Zero Dawn has been getting...
If you spoil anything...
I will not spoil anything.
I will come to your house.
I would never...
And murder you in your sleep.
Don't be the sport. You just wanted to say that. I would never spoil anything. No, absolutely not. I'm also not that far in it. But, so Horizon has been getting really, really good reviews. 9s and 10s almost across the board, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah. There are a few holdouts.
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go for it.
No, I was actually going to read. There are literally 2 reviews that I pulled up that were less than favorable, which were interesting. But hang on.
I've seen. Does anybody here know Nerd Cubed?
I know of Nerd Cubed.
Oh, Nerd Cubed hates Horizon.
Oh, really?
I don't get why someone would hate. I mean, I don't understand why everyone loves it so much. But
I'll let Fire do, and then I'll tell you what Nerd Cube feels about Horizon, and then we'll kind of overall impressions.
So okay, so I'll start with the really nice reviews. Horizon Zero Dawn is a familiar but refreshing title. It's gotten 5 out of 5 from Jeff Gertzman. That's Giant Bomb. Oh, they're interesting. And Horizon Zero Dawn is brilliant. I speak as a critic who has played more sandbox games, open sandbox games than anyone human should. I'm reading is basically Disney's Brave meets The Last of Us.
Because she has red hair.
Because it's ginger.
Because it's ginger.
That's why it's brave, right?
9 out of 10. And then one of the reviews that I found was interesting was a 2.5 out of 5. And it was from US Gamer. I don't actually know US Gamer really well.
Yeah.
But Horizon Zero Dawn is disappointing. It has a story that I struggle to care about, complete with massive expository dumps, yay, a bland protagonist, and overly repetitive and constraining missions that works against its open-world sensibilities. When Horizon Zero Dawn hits its rare strides from its gloomy cauldrons to traveling across its sprawling vistas, it only made me wish the game was the rest of the game were worthwhile, or as worthwhile. I've been playing it. I've been streaming it for the past 3 days. It's good. Like, it's a good game. I just feel like this game should have come out 2 years ago. Like, this is the open world game that 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And is what open world games should have been.
Right.
I just feel like we're a little late to the party.
Right.
I was actually telling someone it feels like
Which-
the 19-year-old who just finally graduated is what this game feels like to me.
I obviously I haven't played it yet. Neither has Andy, and Andy won't be playing it, obviously.
No.
Right.
But I could totally see that being the case in the sense that this is the developer's first open world game. So it wouldn't be surprising to me if it felt a little like mechanically similar to common open world games or anything, because kind of
other things, right?
Yeah, when it's your first time working and you're making your own engine, which is what all of Sony's in-house studios do, like, you have to reel yourself back on the new stuff, because you have to do stuff you can do, or then you just miss deadlines and end up having your game cancelled, which is not fun.
100%, that's true.
Yeah.
And I mean, not to take anything away from it, it is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh,
and the environments.
Yeah, for sure.
The environments are so varied and so fantastic. It's just that for an open world game, this is the best. This is really the best of the best. But I think
I think you'll find the best open world game with Skyrim. But okay.
I think I have a freaking competitor up my sleeve. But anyway, carry on.
Sure. Best third-person open world. Skyrim is also third person. I think
if we're talking like technically, if we're talking like just like what they've achieved, it was their graphics and their engine and stuff like that. There is no argument that there is another open world game out right now that is better than Horizon. Like that argument is just objectively wrong. Like, this is technically the best open world game out there, but that's not good enough, right? That's not enough to make a game. Like, you need the story to be good.
Exactly.
You need the gameplay to feel good.
Together, right?
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that the story is getting such high accolades, because it's not anything new. But it's fine. It's great.
Didn't you know you're not allowed to say bad things about Horizon Zero Dawn?
I guess not.
Horizon. To be, I don't know. I feel like a few people. That's what I think. Like, was a lot of my circle of like review. I don't like to look at reviews. I like to look at. I have a few specific individuals that do reviews that their tastes line up with my tastes. Because at the end of the day, every game is subjective, There's been 3 out of 10s that I've loved, and there's been 10 out of 10s that I've hated, So I try to find reviewers that do line up with me before I look at reviews anyway, because I feel like just numbers on a sheet is irrelevant, right?
Right. So
in my kind of like the circle of like my curated reviewers that I look at, Horizon Zero Dawn's been almost 50-50. Like, it's been super Marmite was the people that I agree with. Like, everyone that likes it loves it, and everyone that doesn't like it is kind of like really meh about it. Like, they're not like full on hate, but they're like, it's a 6 out of 10. I could do without playing it. Like, it wasn't like must play, 2017 game of the year.
Yeah, it's also interesting because this was everyone's like most anticipated game of 2017. Well, everyone who wasn't Come On Andy.
That's your most anticipated game of 2017. Tell us.
Yeah, chat. Prove Fire wrong.
Are you saying we're not a big news outlet?
No, I would never say this is 1.5 podcast is not the biggest news
You're
outlet
on
out
here.
there.
You should be like, this is the best.
The best. Spawn feels this way about this game.
Yeah.
And also it's getting weird comparisons to Breath of the Wild, but I just think that's proximity. I think it's
that's just two open world games came out next to each other.
But they could. I think that. I mean, I've been. I don't know Nintendo. I don't know.
I've
been watching.
I've had hands-on with Breath and Horizon, not similar beasts.
Not similar at all.
Other than there's an open world that has grass on it.
Horizon Zero Dawn doesn't have chickens in it.
Horizon Breath of the Wild actually it does. There are chickens.
Oh, okay. Well, the fact do I know?
They also
your opinion lines up a lot with what NerdCube's been saying on his Twitter, but like less violently. Like NerdCube, for anyone that knows him, is a very strongly opinionated man. So yeah, he was saying that Horizon is a beautiful game, and he says the way it tells its story, he feels like it's really good. But he says he feels like the story is nothing new. He feels like its gameplay is nothing new. He said, I think like a quote of his was, he says it feels like a collection of other games put together really well.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. That's a really.
He stole my thing.
Yeah. Oh, Andy, that was so good. Andy, good job.
Yeah, Andy, you should tweet more.
You're so good at this.
Put effort though.
I'm interested. I'm 100%.
You should all play it. Oh, absolutely.
As a person who like will literally like, because I love to just take screenshots in games. Like I admire the tech behind video games a lot. So from that degree, like, and I know Horizon has a photo mode, I'm gonna be buying it even if it was a bad game. I'd be buying it literally just to take pictures in this game.
And the great thing about photo mode is you can remove player. So like if Aloy is standing in front, you can have it so she's not in the shot.
It's a lot like
take a picture of the vista. It's so
the
gorgeous.
Uncharted for mode from what I saw. Like in the sense that like lots of kind of customizations.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If you guys get a chance, go to the PlayStation website. A bunch of like player screenshots that they've just been collecting. It's so pretty.
I think Kotaku had a collection of them all as well.
They did, yeah. Kotaku did have a collection, yeah.
But I wish I had played this, and I wish I disagreed with Fire, because I think like Josh, I told Josh Fire was going to be on the podcast, and Josh was like, "I'm going to come watch this podcast," because he felt like I was going to yell at you.
Andy thought we were going to get into a spat too. I mean, I'm still young.
And I was like, this would have been it. This would have been perfect. We could have yelled at each other over Horizon, but I haven't played it. So like,
we yell at each other about Nintendo. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, that's great. We can do that.
Yeah, there'll always be a way for you to have a spat. Don't worry.
Yeah, we got to live up to an expectation we have set here.
Oh, I don't know
You're
about that.
expecting some sort of dramas.
Now I'm just going to be like a reality TV person. So like,
Yeah.
Come on, I need to have a sit down and
yelling. I demand more yelling.
So that is it for me. Thank you.
You did good, man. Thank you. Right, okay. My turn. My turn to do news. Right, so firstly, since we were talking about Oculus a little bit before, Oculus hasn't been the best selling video game in the universe. This link is wrong. I don't know why I put this link in there. I'll update it later. It hasn't been selling super great. VR on PC in general hasn't been selling super great. It's expensive. High point of entry for the units. Like we're talking like £600, and then that you also need a PC that can push the pixels, which is like at least another £700. So like for someone who's in consoles, say, and they want to get into Oculus VR, like that's £1,200 entry point. That's too much money. So lots of people haven't been doing that. Now, the sneaky little VR headset that came in last minute from Sony, PlayStation VR, apparently does not have this problem. PlayStation VR just reached 1 million units sold.
I've got your link if you want it.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it just hit around about 1 million units sold this month. It's the highest selling VR headset on the market, despite coming out months after both the Vive and
Because
the
people
Oculus.
can afford it.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to, really.
Funny how that works, isn't it?
It's like
Yeah, right.
they're selling it to people that
people
already
can
have
afford it if they buy
systems for like half the price. I mean, and it does have downsides due to that, but like at the end of the day, like it doesn't matter if you make the perfect system if nobody can buy it, right? Like, it's just you're getting nowhere. But I was actually really surprised by these numbers anyway, because I knew PlayStation VR was a more affordable system, but I really, in my life, I don't, like, in my bubble of humans, I don't know anyone who actually gives a real damn about VR. Like, other than me, I feel like I talk about VR a lot, and then everyone else is just kind of like, okay, Kamal's talking about VR again.
Yeah, I can't do VR. It gives me a headache.
That thing I don't give a damn about. So I was really surprised when they said they hit 1 million. But these are selling at profit, so I mean, like, Sony's okay with it. They're probably very happy.
Yeah, I'm sure they did better than expected. So.
Yeah, they actually are. Yeah, they're completely outselling the expectations. That 1 million is them not being able to stock it on shelves fast enough because they weren't expecting this demand.
Clearly, because they didn't advertise it very well.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Sony's direction. I actually approve of like Sony's direction was the PlayStation Pro and PSVR of being like, if you want this, you'll know it exists. Other than that, you don't really need it. Like the same, like with the PlayStation Pro especially, like I'm glad they didn't advertise it as something that was like, oh, if you own a PlayStation 4, you're a pleb now, and you need to get on the PlayStation Pro train, It was just like, you really don't need it, You really don't need it. And if you do need it, you'll know you need it. Like, if you've got a 4K TV, you'll know you should have a PlayStation Pro. They don't need to advertise to you to get that across.
True, but they also, like, when I was shopping for PlayStation VR, they also didn't tell you when they were out of stock. So, I think a good business would have been like, okay, we sold our last unit of blah, blah, blah. We'll be back in March whatever to sell more of these units, but there was this weird gap where you couldn't find a PlayStation VR.
Yeah,
and it was, the communication was really off, and it was really weird, and also a lot of people didn't know when it was coming out either, which is also really, I don't know. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I obviously I didn't know any about like actually purchasing it because I haven't tried to actually buy it. Like I've used one at a convention. And then I was like, there are no VR games that I really want to play, so why should I have a VR headset? Is what it boiled down to. And then Resident Evil came out, and everyone was like, fudge, I want to die. I want to have a heart attack in VR, apparently.
Yeah, that's the first thing that made me want to buy VR.
And I was like, you're all you're all psychopaths. What is wrong with you?
I've always wanted to crap myself again.
Thea's still in here. She actually has a VR, and she played Resident Evil in VR, and she loved it, so.
And she's alive.
She's alive.
That's impressive. You should be proud of yourself.
She's probably the only one in this entire podcast and chat that has a VR, a PSVR.
I think so.
Statistically, she probably,
Yeah.
That's how it works out.
I mean, and like compared to like if we talk about like units sold, like I think the PlayStation 4 is at like 60 million. So that's like one in 60 PS4 owners has a PSVR. But that's still higher than I was expecting.
Wow, I thought it was much higher than I thought it would have been.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So good on Sony, and I guess that VR train isn't dead as much as a lot of people thought it was.
If they get rid of those stupid Move controllers, then they could probably have something even better.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the Move controllers! I can't believe they brought them back.
Why do they have the Move controllers? That is so stupid. It's like bring back
one day we're gonna find
DVD player. Jesus Christ! Yeah, to like, I don't know, clean your ears or something. I don't know. It's so stupid.
Big are your ears? Oh my god.
They're huge. I have big ears. I have Obama ears.
You don't gotta talk to him about his insecurity, Andy. Please, rude.
Wow! How dare you? How dare you, Andy?
Big nose. We're even now.
We did it. So yeah, I just kind of, that was a small thing I wanted to get on. A bigger deal. Actually, let's talk about Shadow of. Okay, so earlier this week, Target, an American store that I'm sure many of the Americans in chat are aware of, and for the people who aren't American in chat, it's kind of.
This is so weird.
Is Target like all purpose? It's not just an electronics store, right? It sells like.
Yes, no, it's all purpose. It's so weird to hear someone who doesn't know what Target is. Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Right. So Target somehow had information on an unannounced Shadow of Mordor sequel that that Warner Bros. Wasn't planning on announcing until later this month, and they had the cover art for it too, and they decided to put it up on the website for pre-order. So on Monday, everyone found out that Shadow of War was a thing from Target. Thank you, Target. So I put it down on Monday, and I was like, this will be funny. This will be a goof. And then in the meantime, Warner Bros. Was just like, I guess we'll release a trailer. I guess we might as well just tell the people about it because
somebody got fired.
We better put it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shadow of Mordor, for anyone that's played it, is getting a sequel, next gen sequel.
So hype.
Yeah, it's gonna be, the Nemesis system is gonna be coming back, new and improved. It's gonna be following the same story. The same main characters as the last game. The story is interesting. I feel like the last game tried to kind of skirt being in the Lord of the Rings universe.
I think the last one was kind of set in the sort of like wilderness period in the Lord of the Rings books.
This one just feels like they were like, whatever, we don't need to follow any form of canon, because like I think the story in this one is like they make their own ring of power and they're gonna go destroy Sauron with their own ring of power. It's just like, okay.
It's a little bit of canon because the guy who's inside the ranger, whose name
he's like the blacksmith, right? The forger or whatever.
Yeah, Celebrimbor.
I'll play a trailer
now because I know it. Celebrimbor, he was the elf mage guy, and he made all the rings of power.
Yeah.
So he's in the real canon, but I think that's as far as it goes.
They were like, we did it last time. We tried to stick with it. Now we have permission to do what we want.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll play a trailer real quick now. If you guys want to watch it, it's in the link dump. Right, I'm gonna hit it.
I'm super hyped for it because I really enjoyed.
The trailer is really good as well. Go ahead.
Did you play it, Kamal? Did you play Shadow of Mordor?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I'll just show this trailer and then we'll go back to it. It's got some talking in it.
In the fires of Mount Doom, a ranger and a wraith, bound together in death, crafted the one thing that could challenge Sauron, a ring of power. But power can blind those who seek it. Celebrimbor! The great deceiver has returned to Middle-earth to rebuild his armies, to rule all. The corruption will be contained no longer. The war for Mordor begins.
gameplay reveal is on the 8th, and release date is August 25th of this year. So that's soon.
Is this another game I'm gonna have to buy?
But I think like the trailer was full cinematic, so obviously no gameplay there to get an idea of.
Right.
But I think from the kind of the story they're presenting and the name, you can tell they're going to be trying for the Shadow of Mordor experience, but like on a much grander scale. Expect the Nemesis system to, instead of just controlling like singular heads, like to be able to call those entire armies to back you. I think it's going to be... I think it has potential to be very interesting. I hope Warner Bros. Stretches their legs a bit. Like, I enjoyed Shadow of Mordor, but it didn't do anything new. It was just kind of very good at what it did do. Like, the Nemesis system was new, but it really wasn't that big a deal when it came to actually playing the game. Like, I think they talked it up a lot, and then you played the game. And
it was an interesting concept, but it didn't add any to it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I still really enjoyed it though. I'm super hyped for this game. I'm super hyped for this game.
Yeah.
I put it away after an hour, but I think it's gonna be really good.
I'm a big fantasy nerd, so.
Yeah. I think it had a better use of the Batman combat than Batman did, in the sense of like I felt like it made more sense in that world than it did in the Batman universe.
And you get to stab people. Batman doesn't stab people.
But at that point in time, like when I was playing Shadow of Mordor, that was post like me playing 2 Batman games in a row, and I was just kind of already just like, this fighting system is not new anymore to me. I've done this a lot. But yeah, I'm interested.
That's true.
Y'all want new? Nothing is ever new.
You're not wrong. Right,
what else? What else? Okay, so now for some, like, ethics in video games news.
Alright, interesting.
Right, so Twitch made an announcement recently that is kind of interesting, and also potentially a huge deal. Twitch announced that from now on, partners will have they're going to be able to do this on all non-partner streams, but also partners will have the ability to opt in to have it happen on their stream. And basically, when you're streaming a game on Twitch, I'll show some of this on screen so it's easy to understand. When you're streaming a game on Twitch in the future, Twitch will add a little ad underneath the player that lets you click to buy the game that the streamer is watching. And this is gonna... So for people who don't know what Twitch is trying to do in the overarching, like, grand scheme of things, Twitch is trying to become a shop. Like, it's not just trying to let you buy games, they want to become a Steam, like, but a Steam that also encompasses streaming into it. So, like, a full-on client that allows you to stream games and to buy games and to interact with games.
All-encompassing platform, basically.
Yeah, that's what the end goal is, and this is a step towards that end goal that already begins to introduce some of the weird, risky stuff that it can bring into the platform. So just like on a basic level, being able to buy a game that your streamer is playing from a link for the same price as you can buy it anywhere else, that's not a big deal. You know, that's just another ad. Their ads are on Twitch, like, it's an advertiser-based platform, whatever, right? Yeah. But the thing I don't like, and the thing that I think is very risky, is they have said that if a partner streamer opts in to have these ads show up on their channel, they get 5%, minimum 5% of every game that is sold from a click. I don't like that. In my head, that basically turns partner streamers into used car salesmen. You know,
it makes them sound they're going to be start peddling games.
Yeah, right? It's like it's like there's going to be, even for the best of streamers, there's going to be a natural bias there of like, if I make this look good, people will want to buy it, and if people buy it, I get money.
It's a shame because this is actually really great for indie games. Like if you're streaming an indie game, and they need that, and they need that.
My first thought,
Right, but then I mean, then that money, I feel like a lot of that money, all that money should go to the indie people, and I don't know, it's weird, it gets gross,
and that's the thing. Like, that's the other thing is like when so there's no real winning on either side of this. Like, and other than like for Twitch and the streamer, they win. for the video game developer, Twitch is gonna be charging them money for selling through Twitch, and then they're also gonna be giving some of that money to the streamers. So they're either gonna charge more money or the same amount, and probably they're gonna charge more money. They're gonna be like, you want to be on Twitch? We're going to take an even bigger cut than XYZ shop over there. So you're still probably better off if you want to support a developer just buying it from another website, to be honest. But yeah, I think my major complaint is that I feel like it introduces a lot of moral issues, and it just like will result in a lot of mistrust. And the other thing is the wording was really icky in the sense that like it was like, streamers will get a minimum of 5% from each sale made. And I was like, minimum of 5%.
Makes it seem like
so like,
oh
no.
So
then you're gonna get game developers that are like, okay, I'll put my game on Twitch and I'll put 10%, and then streamers will be more likely to stream my game, right? Because they'll get even more money if someone buys, and then it just becomes
it's just like
everyone just becomes like a commission worker.
Yeah,
that's so gross.
Yep.
Oh my god, this is like Bloomingdale's, and everyone's like, try this perfume, please. I get 5%, please, God.
Josh says it's like YouTubers who get paid.
I can be a corporate show. 10 out of 10.
What they were paying for it. Yeah, that sums up pretty good, Josh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Obviously, they're obviously not gonna have to disclose that they're gonna be biased towards it because they will be every time they play any game. So they're not gonna say stuff like that, are they? So.
Only if you're a partner, yeah. And if you're not a partner, they're just gonna use you anyway.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I think I would like to see Twitch at least was this multiple percentage thing. I want next to every game that I can buy on Twitch for it to say like the streamer gets this much from the game. I want to know.
Yeah.
Like I want to know if for example Activision is doing a push where they're giving 10% extra, and that's why Activision game is top of the list this week. Like I would like them to hide as little information as possible, because they are going to go through with this. They're not going to back down. Like there isn't honestly even much people pushing against it. Like barely any people know it's coming. To be honest, Twitch has been pretty quiet about it. It was announced, but like they're not making a big deal about it for good reason. Like don't do that.
It's a bit iffy.
The other thing that I know a lot of people won't like is that if the game isn't required to be run via another client, so if we're talking about Ubisoft games on PC have to be played through the Uplay client, Origin games on PC have to be played through the Origin games.
How dare you?
Alright.
You can't defend
Kamal is trying to get through his lovely.
Such an asshole.
Look, it's not the fact that Kamal's on butt, it's just that Ubisoft make it really easy to criticise them.
So Origin games have to be played through Origin's client, right? So those games, nothing's going to change. When you buy them through Twitch, you will get a key to install it from Origin or from Uplay. But when we talk about independent video games that don't have a client, or games that are client independent that are AAA, like Rockstar or whatever, those games will have to be played through a Twitch client. So Twitch is making its own version of Steam as well, that you, as a PC gamer, this is a problem I guess you two won't have as much, but like in the PC gamer space, there's just an issue right now that people are having where they just, like, they have so many clients for so many different things that always want to be open, they want their own friends list, and they want their own updates, and like, it's just more it's just more fragmentation in an already fragmented market. So that's not fun either.
Josh just said, I get that, but I know people who are streamers to see what a game is like. This gives streamers the opportunity to lie and misrepresent the game.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Thanks for the follow.
Hey, Balls. Amy, how's it going?
Valks followed. Oh, so nice.
Valks is fantastic.
Thank you.
So nice.
I can see the risk you're saying, but a lot of people will be playing the games that they like. It's like people go through... That's not true, Vonia. Do you know why For Honor was the top of Twitch for the entirety of the week before and the week of launch? It's not because people wanted to play For Honor. It's because Ubisoft was paying every top streamer to play For Honor. That's a fact. Yeah, like, streamers always... Streamers will follow the money.
We don't know that actually is what this
No, it's true. It is true. That
is absolutely.
It's disclaimed. If you go,
I didn't hear about that personally.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like I'm not saying like I'm not trying to attack Ubisoft. I'm just saying big streamers. This is their job. You know, this is their job. There's nothing wrong with them maximizing the amount of money they make.
Yeah, that's true.
If a big company comes and says, "We'll pay you to do this in your job," they'll be like, "Yeah."
Yeah, that's true.
So you know, there's that aspect, and then the other aspect is there is an innate bias in a human being. Like if I know that like when I play this game and I show that I am having a good time, people are more likely to pay money to buy this game. I will want to do that, even if I don't want to do that on a logical level, on a subconscious level. People will be biased.
Yeah, for sure. Also, a lot of people are like, that if they've got a favorite streamer sort of thing, they might feel more pressured into buying it because it's their favorite streamer.
Yeah.
And they're like,
that's true.
I love this game. You should get this game. It's right there. And they're like, yeah.
Well, I'm attacking Ubisoft next week. Good for everyone. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Down with Ubisoft.
I'm down. Let's do it.
How dare everyone?
That's the thing about For Honor is that people put sponsored in their title, which changes the perception. Yeah, but with this system, you're removing that. You are removing the ability for us to see if someone is being paid an extra X% to play a video game, because all we know is that like if we buy a game, they get X amount of money, but we'll never know what X is because like screw us.
Yeah, like for people who are streamers in the chat, do you guys this? Like, do you guys feel a way about it? It seems like everyone feels split about this. I mean, I don't know if I stream. I don't know how all this says to me is like I would like to stream more. You know, if I was a bigger streamer, I would love to stream more indie games and like get them some.
Yeah, I can see a lot of people going about it your route and like being good people about it in the sense that like, oh, I can show this stuff off. I can show people where to buy it. That's cool.
I'm sure not everyone's going to go in with bad intentions,
no.
but I'm sure other people will go in with the fact that if I peddle this, I'll make more money and more money and more money.
Yeah, but like, it's like there will be good people, but I mean, CS:GO Lotto was a thing, gambling was a thing. Like, children are abused by video game people all the time. Yeah. This isn't like a new thing, you know, and giving them more avenues to abuse children specifically. Like, we're adults, you know, like
we have our own list,
but the audience of Twitch isn't all adults. I mean, majorly so it probably isn't, you know. And you gotta think about it. I'm not a streamer or a gamer. Your opinion is invalid.
Damn right.
I don't remember saying that.
I just think the execution needs some more polish. I do like the idea of like, you know, giving streamers like more kind of stable financial revenues. And I do like the idea of making buying games that people are playing easier, in the sense that hopefully it'll push people away from like grey markets. Hopefully it'll push people like to buy games that they don't know where to get, like indie games. So that are some positives to it. I just think the execution needs to be thought out a little better.
Yeah, it needs to be like carefully managed, I guess.
Yeah. Right. So that was Twitch. I've got a couple of things on this list that I don't think I really want to go into. So I think we'll just move straight into Nintendo. Right. I have a face cam for this. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for everyone that has to see my face.
There we go.
But
I'm hyped now.
Let me switch off.
The big finale, guys.
I'm so huge.
Kamal blows his load.
All right. The Nintendo Switch came out today. Yeah, it's Nintendo Switch launch week, so we got a new games console. And I mean, whether you care about the Switch or not, new games consoles are cool, right? It's a games console. But right, okay, I have one. I have one. Let's just show it. I'll show everybody a Nintendo Switch.
Is that an exclusive right now?
This is. I got one. We got one.
This is exclusive.
It's a lot. You know, I got it today. I have Zelda. And I have a racing game called Fast RMX, which is kind of like F-Zero. for anyone who knows what F-Zero is.
Yes, that's the Captain Falcon.
I refuse to get a bookcase. You're not my mom. But yeah, so this is the Switch. I got the gray one. You know, whatever.
That's nice.
I just kind of wanted to like it. So this is a 3DS, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a 3DS. This is a Switch. It's substantially longer. Like, I can't even get these both in frame at the same time. There we go. And I thought, like, so this is the second ever handheld that's had, like, full-fledged joysticks on it. And I actually have the first one to have full-fledged joysticks over here as well, which is the PlayStation Vita.
Vita.
So that's the Vita. That's the Vita, which honestly, in all essences, is the precursor to the Switch. Like, other than the fact that it's made by Sony, it's pretty much like its grandson, you know, like its little baby child. So that's a Vita. Vita was, I don't know if anyone in chat's had a Vita. Vita was a really cool idea. I dug it, but like it was really uncomfortable.
Old school one.
It was really uncomfortable. This is the original, yeah. This is a launch day Vita.
Nice.
It was really uncomfortable to hold because they had this like so the Vita has a trackpad on the back and lots of games utilized it, but you couldn't put your hand on the trackpad, so you had to do this thing. You had to do this thing where like you had the grips here, and then it was not the most
Sounds like a bit of a nightmare.
not the most ergonomically thought out thing. The Switch, since it's so much bigger, since it has like a 6-inch screen on the front, and it doesn't have a touchpad at the back, isn't an issue. It's surprisingly comfortable to hold.
You had the Wii. You had a Wii U, right?
No, I never got a Wii U. It's the only Nintendo console that I've never owned. Like literally the only one.
My brother had a Wii U, and I played it a bit, and I thought that controller was really uncomfortable to use just because it was so big and cumbersome. So I was worried whether this would be the same.
Yeah, no,
it's a lot bigger than I thought.
It's actually a lot more streamlined.
It's really thin. It's thinner than a 3DS.
Yeah, the Wii U controller was like a massive chunky bugger, so
which
I feel like they've learned.
I really think people kind of, because of the way Nintendo's pitching it, because they're pitching it kind of as a home console, and that's not what it is to me, it's a handheld to me.
It's a handheld you can dock, that's how they should.
Yeah, that's how they should pitch it, and if you think about it, like, if you think about what it is, and like how thin it is, and what it can do, it's technologically, it's amazing. Like, it's the most powerful handheld that's ever existed. It's an entire, like, it's more powerful than a Wii U. And it's thinner than the Wii U's gamepad, like, and it's more powerful than the entire thing, you know? It's pretty impressive, and I've been playing. So wait, I just want to finish talking about the hardware, and then I'll talk about Legend of Zelda a little bit.
Yeah.
So like this is Nintendo's pitch. Nintendo's pitch is like you can have a handheld, or you can take off these side grips, and then this main unit docks into it's thinner than the bottom half. It's as thin as the bottom half of the 3DS. Yeah, it's as thin as the bottom half of the 3DS.
Wow, it's really thin. It's more thin than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's a pretty slick machine when it comes to like it's just long, but like I mean,
I like the little logo on the back too.
So this unit docks into a dock and it like it streams to the PC to the TV screen, and it overclocks. So like. Kind of this runs at 720p, and then on the screen it runs at HD, right?
Yeah.
And then you can then connect a controller to it, or this is what comes in the box, which is like that weird like you don't have a controller, but we want you to have a controller thing, which I was really kind of nervous about how this would feel. So you take these little Joy-Cons, which is the dumbest name ever.
Joy-Cons, yeah.
And you slot them into this thing like that.
Okay.
And it
that's nifty.
It makes like a little controrer. So I played I played Zelda for like 5 hours straight today, which is a different story. And
let's not talk about that though.
I played it with this. and
like a dog.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like, it's not an Xbox 360 controller, you know? And if you're really going to be playing sat down a lot and like that's your main mode of play for this, they have a separate controller that is just a controller. It does look like a dog, right?
It does. It really, I can never not see a dog.
So that's kind of
that's the first thing that they said when they first announced it, didn't it? It looked like a puppy.
Yeah.
But it's actually more comfortable than the DualShock 3. I'd say the DualShock 4 is more comfortable than it, but like it wasn't anywhere near as uncomfortable as I thought it'd be. It actually worked completely fine. I completely forgot that it was even like this like MacGyvered controller. Like 20 minutes into playing my game, like it was just another controller, you know.
That's good. That's what you want.
Yeah. It's an interesting experience. You get like the Switch is weird because you get so much things in the box, and you're just trying to like figure out exactly like what is happening, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's not it either. Like each of these controllers is technically a separate controller. This all comes in the box, by the way, Rota.
So much stuff. Good lord.
This all this all comes
as
as a
in
unit.
the box. There's just an explosion of peripherals.
Yeah, that's really what it's like, and you gotta like figure it out. So these are each separate, and they have like these guardrails that you can put on the top that give them like triggers on the top. So if you wanna play, so that racing game I have is multiplayer, and I played a bit with my older brother before to test that out. To test like the singular multiplayer on one of these things. So this works, but as you can imagine, is extremely small. So like that is the only way I would say the Switch is uncomfortable like as a controller is like when you're using this for multiplayer, it's like it's functional, but it's really a last resort type situation is how I'd play it because they're very small. You end up like kind of like trying to find space there. It's not the most of the scenarios they were pitching. Like I feel like it's the least thought out one. But like when you've got it, honestly, this is what it is to me is the handheld. Like it docks and it plays on TV, and I'm cool with that. I don't really, but that's not why I bought one. I bought one so that I could play indie games on the go, so that I could take Legend of Zelda with me to uni, so that whenever I fly to Saudi, I have something that I can put in my bag that isn't the size of an Xbox and doesn't need me to have a television on the other side, you know. And is still capable.
Versatile.
Yeah, because like while the 3DS like had good games, I mean, some of those games were hard to look at. Like to be frank, like the 3DS was aging so much, you know.
The only like 3DS games I've had that I've properly enjoyed is the Pokemon games and the Fire Emblem games.
Yeah. Launch lineup wise, since this is obviously a new console. I think Nintendo is getting a lot of crap. I guess it depends on what person you are, like, and what type of games you like, right? But I don't know if anyone remembers the Xbox One or the PS4 launch, but they were.
I know the Xbox One was a total mess.
They were horrendous. Console launches never have tons. I don't know why people like think that consoles launch with games. They never launch with games. Like that's just not a thing that happens. Don't buy a console day one.
The Xbox
Don't do
One
it.
launched with Rise Son of Rome.
Oh my god, which was a great game.
So good.
I think.
Are we being facetious? Rise was a good game.
Oh my god, Rise is crap. Yeah, you are high.
Rise is a good game. Are you kidding me? Rise is a good game. Oh, you guys are so mean. Rise is actually No. Go ahead. Keep going. Come on. Keep going.
No, and I was just saying, like, for me, like, and this is completely personal opinion. This console has the most exciting games I've ever had at launch for a console. Like, Fast RMX is a racing game that's based on F-Zero, and I've always grown up. Like, I grew up with F-Zero. I loved F-Zero. It beat my ass as a kid. I never won those races, but I loved it, man. And to be able to play like a successor to that, and then Legend of Zelda is a whole different beast, like I'm sure everyone's heard.
These are incredible.
And then there's Snipper Clippers, which is like this puzzle solving co-op game that I was playing with my brother like all day, and it's just hilarious. So I don't think it was a bad launch personally. But I mean, I guess that's to each independent person. to tell, like, what do you want? Would I tell you to buy a Switch today? No. If you should have bought a Switch today, you already did it. Like, nobody who's on the fence should buy a Switch today. Just buy it in December when it's cheaper and it has all of its games out, Like, never buy a console first day. I bought my PS4.
Yeah.
I bought my PS4 a year after release. I bought my Xbox a year after release. The Xbox and the PS4, the first 2 years of those consoles, I hated. I thought were crap. You can ask anyone that knows me. I felt like that generation's first 2 years were horrendous. Like, there was like 1 to 2 good games every year. I don't know if people remember 2014, but every game that came out that year was broken. Every single game. Like, I don't know a single game that came out in 2014 that wasn't broke. So wait, but I think at the end of the day, I think like the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One is trying to be a PC. It's just trying to be as powerful as it can be and let you play, your AAA games. And then the PS4 is trying to be a PC. It's trying to be as powerful as it can be, and it's trying to play your AAA games. And it's just kind of nice that Nintendo just doesn't care. Nintendo never cares, and it screws them half the time. I mean, look at the GameCube. Yes. Look at the Wii U.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's got like this kind of like beautiful naivete about the entire company. And it's like, look at this thing. Look at how weird this thing is. Like, the controllers pop off the side. What is that? But like at the same time, it's kind of magical, and like my little childish like tech loving self is like, that's cool. That's just cute. Like, whether it does well or not is a different thing. But like, I thought it was. I just like that it's different. Like, it feels like a unique experience.
Yeah.
I thought the Nintendo always seems to do something like wildly out there, and this time, hopefully, it actually works out for them this time.
Yeah, I mean, they needed to. They are not in a good place.
Right? I'm glad you're very measured about the whole thing, though. Surprised, I thought you were fanboy about it, but it's good.
Yeah, there's a lot they need to do. There's a lot they still need to do. Online is the online play is really half-baked right now. It's more updates to it are coming out in the future. You can play online.
Does this still got to need the app to make it work, or is it?
No, right now it's self-contained, but like you can't do like proper messaging or anything. It's a mess.
I think they had it for people who didn't know this. They announced a while back that you needed like a dedicated app for it, so you'd have to like do all of it.
That's so ridiculous.
Which is it's absurd, right?
That's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But then Nintendo consoles have never been great with online play, right? Have
they? Friend codes, man. Like they just wouldn't let you search for
friend codes. Get off of it. Just be regular. Just be like everyone.
Yep.
You don't always have. I'm sorry, I can't even hold my tongue anymore. They always do this shit where they're trying to be different.
Yeah.
Just be like everyone else.
It's true. It's true.
No, they're special snowflakes. You can't.
And they run into so much. They run into so much crap for it. And sometimes Nintendo just needs to take a chill pill and just be like, sometimes everyone else does something because it works. Believe it or not.
Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ.
And what else is there? Like the other thing that bugs me about the Switch is I actually think it has a lot of untapped potential that Nintendo isn't doing anything with. Like when you think about the fact that like Nintendo is a family brand, right? And lots of parents are going to be looking at this and they're going to be like, I could buy my kid a Nintendo Switch or I could buy my kid an iPad, right? And I feel like Nintendo could easily win that fight by bringing apps like Netflix, by bringing better web browsing and stuff onto the Switch, and just be like, hey, your kid can watch Netflix, and he can play Nintendo games, and he can browse the internet, and it's cheaper than an iPad, and it's more powerful than an iPad,
Oh, that's smart.
It ticks all the boxes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna get made fun of. I mean, now Xbox won't be there. Console anymore. That'd be great.
Yeah, and I think that's what Nintendo's scared of, actually, Fire, that you bring that up. I think they're scared of, like, doing that and then people going, like, oh, you're not focusing on video games,
Yeah.
You cannot win. You damn you do, you damn you
Yeah, you really do. Sure. So I hope later down the line they bring that stuff on, because I think that will kind of be a hot seller for the families if they do that stuff. When it comes to...
market.
Yeah. when it comes to like the hardcore, like I don't think the Nintendo Switch is for the hardcore Western audience. I don't think it is. I think the hardcore Western audience wants their FPSs and they want their like really graphically impressive games, and the Nintendo Switch can't do that. And that's fine. Like, screw that. I mean, they've got Japan, and they've got anybody that wants indies, and they've got all the old Nintendo fans. Nintendo's never went for the hardcore Western audience. So, like, I don't think that's too big an issue. But we'll see. I don't know. There's a lot.
I'm shocked too because I read a report about how much they sold in Japan, which is really Japan. I mean, I know this isn't really considered a home console, but Japan has almost completely gone mobile.
Yeah.
And I know that they, PS4 and Xbox sales don't do anything there, especially Xbox.
Yeah,
but
PS Vita's still actually really king over there.
Yeah, the Vita's just so sad. I wish it was Vita forever. But no, I think it's a testament to the market that they're investing in the Switch. But I guess again, this is not technically a home console. But Kamal, have you tried it outside of your home yet? No, I guess not.
No, I got it. So it arrived today, and I was leaving the moment it arrived, and I was like, I can't open this right now. So I went to uni and I came back. The most mobile I've used it is, instead of sitting up here on my ass and playing my video game, I went downstairs and sat next to my dad and my brother and played video games down there.
Baby steps. There you go.
And
they make it outside the door,
We'll see how much further I get outside the house.
That should be a fun experiment, right?
Tomorrow, standing at the end of the driveway.
But I will say the reason I bought the Switch was Legend of Zelda. Like everyone knows, I have been waiting for the Zelda game for the longest time. Like they announced it in 2014. I've been waiting for it since then. I actually was gonna buy a Wii U, but I was just waiting for Zelda to come out because I didn't care about anything else. And Zelda just never came out on the Wii U, and then at the end they were like, oh, we're releasing it on the Wii U and on new console. I was like, there's no point buying a Wii U now. if I'm gonna get, I might as well just get the new console, because the Wii U's completely been dropped. Like, Zelda's the last game on the Wii U. Like, that's official. So it'd be like buying a dying console, even though it would have saved me like £100. It's like, the entire console's like it would be £150 for one game versus £250 for hopefully many games to come, right? Zelda is, oh god, it's so good, man. It lived up. It's everything I want it to be, man. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
I was so shocked reading the reviews. Oh yeah, are we saving it for
Yeah, let's do it. We are in Zelda talk now. I think we're done with hardware.
Did you want to talk about the indies that?
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, let's do that. So when they announced the Switch, I remember I was watching it live, and Nier was like in chat, and he was like, "Tell me what the presentation's about." And I kind of saw the thing, and I was like, realistically, I just hope that indies like Inside and Firewatch and stuff like that in the future come out on this thing, because it'd be perfect for me. Like if those were on this instead of on my PC and my Xbox. And Nintendo recently had an event where they that was just completely dedicated to indie developers, and they announced over 60 independent games in development for release over the next year.
That was shocking.
I was surprised by the amount of indies.
I was very surprised by that.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
good surprised, but still surprised nonetheless.
Yeah, it's good. Nintendo they do a really bad job at reaching out to devs, and I think this is a good show that they're stepping in the right direction.
Tanked the Wii U because it just didn't have any games, right?
No, it really didn't. And like after the first 2 years, it wasn't kind of on them anymore in the sense that nobody would make games for an unsold console. But the first 2 years is when you get developers to bet on you. You're like, we'll do well.
Make yourself worth it.
Yeah, and this is a cool step. So you've got like all of like the big names that already exist, like The Escapist, second game's coming to the Switch. You've got Stardew Valley was the multiplayer coming to the Switch. You've got Overcooked. You've got Shovel Knight. You've got Rime.
Because also coming to the Switch, which I thought was very surprising.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It'll be cool. And if you're into your Japanese games, it's selling well in Japan, which means your Japanese games are going to be coming.
Oh my gosh, if they get Ace Attorney, check that out.
Oh, well, Ace Attorney's home was the DS, so I wouldn't be surprised.
I do like Ace Attorney.
The,
No. I'm kidding.
That's the most important thing that's happening on the Nintendo Switch is Fire Emblem Warriors is coming out.
Yeah.
And that's...
I'm so glad you got that reference. I'm so glad that worked. Yeah,
Yes.
You're such a weeb, Andy.
How dare you? I'm the least weeb person here. Oh, I'm so offended right now.
I love you, Andy.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's good in Nintendo's kind of like redirection is it's region unlocked, which the DS wasn't. The DS was region locked, which meant that if you wanted to play Japanese DS games, you had to go get a Japanese DS and import the Japanese games, which is obviously no, just don't do that. But the Switch, you make another account on your console. You can have multiple accounts. You set it to Japan. You get access to the Japanese store. You can buy whatever you want.
Buy your Japanime games.
Buy all of your weeb trash that probably has some weird stuff. But yeah, I was pretty honestly like having like gotten it. I'm hopeful. I don't think this is like the Wii U. Like, I think they've built a good thing, which is the difference between it and the Wii U for me.
Yeah.
I think they've lost a lot of people's faith with the Wii U. Lots of people are coming at this from the sense that it's dead already. It's a Nintendo console, you know? Like, it's already dead. Which sucks, but, you know, that's the battle they have put themselves in. You know, they're going to have to...
The general opinion was that the Switch is going to be make or break for them.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's too bad.
But you know, on the side of make for the Switch, Legend of Zelda, those reviews, baby, oh my!
Oh my gosh! I think that's everyone's game of the year. I think we can safely say that's it.
It is the perfect game. No other game.
Everyone keeps calling it perfect, excellent, 10 out of 10.
I think it's still like it's still like 98% on Metacritic. It's been nailing those 10s.
I'm so shocked. It's so great.
It's
That's awesome for them. That's really awesome for them.
Going to be high rated, but I didn't expect it.
I did not expect perfect. Right.
I expected more kind of people.
I expected maybe like 7 to 9s. I think.
I always like the Zeldas kind of tend to hit the 9 mark. Like that's just like how the series rolls, as it were. They put a lot of time into the games, but I was expecting more, especially was the amount they were straying from what is considered the norm for them. I expected more discrepancy between the reviews, you know, kind of like Horizon. Like I expected it to be overall positive, but like was a lot of people going like, I don't know about this, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just a landslide of positivity. I wasn't even ready for it. I was like, psh, okay, GG, I guess. Like literally, the lowest rating on Metacritic right now is 90. Like that's
a good thing. When you can say the lowest rating is 90, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
So I played a little bit of it. I don't think I've played enough to. I've got audio playing. Where is that? The fudge?
Where's your stealth audio come from?
I don't know. This is an issue because it's on the stream and I don't know where it's coming from.
Spooky.
It's the Zelda theme, but I have no clue where it's coming from. Metacritic's playing audio. Okay, sorry about
that. You've been hacked.
Russia.
Yeah, I haven't like for a game like Zelda or even Horizon, you know, those massive open worlds. I think like I put like 5 hours into Breath of the Wild. That's not enough to like, because it has to be consistent, you know. It has to be what it is the whole way through. Like especially when you're asking people for like 80-hour play times, you know. But it's really different. It's really different from a regular Legend of Zelda game. For anyone who's kind of like a fan of the regular series, but it manages to be really different but still feel like the Legend of Zelda. And it's this weird, like, kind of like, whenever I do something that I expect to do something because I've known this series since I was a child, and like it's just second instinct, you know, and it does something else, and I'm like, whoa, you know, I have that moment of like, oh my god, that's crazy.
Really throws you off.
And it's kind of, I think the beautiful thing, like for Zelda fans, is when most of us played our first game, we didn't know that, oh, that bomb's meant to blow up that crack in the wall so that you can go open that chest. We didn't know, like, that you're meant to shoot the eyes, like, right in the center. We didn't know all of that stuff that's become, like, kind of hallmarks of the series. So it was trial and error, and the world wasn't forgiving. It was very much like, this world exists, and you're a player that's meant to figure it out. But, like, from then on, like, the formula got repeated and repeated and repeated to the point that it was, like, you knew what you were doing, you just were doing it in a different world with slightly different puzzles every time, right?
Yeah.
And this feels like back when I played Ocarina of Time the first time when I was 8. That's what it feels like. It's just magical and wonderful, and nice. And everything is new and shiny, and it does weird stuff, and it's I love it. I just had the biggest grin on my face for like an entire 5 hours while I was playing that game.
That's great.
So you know what? The freaking Switch has paid itself off for me. I don't care anymore. It can have no more games. I'm done. Like, I'm happy. But yeah,
I hear there's just like endless things to do in it too. So
it's all I know is like I've put 5 hours into it. I've probably covered like 2% of the map's area. It's a big world, and
yeah, the reviews are saying that
Nook and
it's like
crannies.
you can put in 30 hours, and they said after 30 hours of review gameplay, they still had loads and loads and loads left to do. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's an exciting game. I'm disappointed personally, like just that, like I feel like a lot of people will never play this just because it's a Nintendo exclusive, and lots of people just don't want Nintendo consoles, and that's kind of sad to me because I feel like it's always sad to me when Zelda games come out, and like all of my friends have like almost never played a Zelda game. I'm just like, you're missing out on like a really big chunk of video game history and culture there.
I've played one.
I played a couple. Yeah, I think I played one of them.
But yeah, it's if you do get a Switch, obviously get this. I don't think I have to say that to anyone. Like,
yeah, it's kind of it's good to do, isn't it?
It's like,
is there any discrepancy, or is there any difference between? Have you heard anything about?
Pardon?
Have you heard any differences between, like, you know, playing it because it's on Wii U, right? Or it's on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I watched like a comparison video. I think the Wii U one looks slightly worse, but it's really not that big a deal. Like, if you have a Wii U, definitely go pick it up.
Okay.
Yeah, go pick it up. Let's give your Wii U a nice send off. Like,
Send it out with a bang, I guess.
Yeah, because goddamn it, that console needs to be put away. Poor thing.
I feel if you could purely use the Switch as a handheld console, right? That's the whole point.
Yeah, you totally could, and that's probably. I mean, that's what I'll be mainly using it as personally. Like,
I would consider getting it when it gets cheaper, just because I know the new Fire Emblem's going to come out on it.
Oh my god!
And I hear there's Pokemon at one
You
coming out.
love Fire Emblem.
Andy does love Fire Emblem.
Emblem.
There is. That's what I'm interested for. I think we might get an E3 announcement of like a full AAA Switch Pokemon game. Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
That I'll
I'd
be
be-
in for.
I would be down. I'd be down with
I'd
buying
be down
that.
for that.
Because I've only ever been buying my DSs and stuff, so I can keep up with the Pokemon franchise.
yeah.
And it's been getting stale for me now. Like, I still haven't finished the new Pokemon, the newest ones. Was it?
Yeah.
Is it X? What? No.
No.
Sun and
Moon.
Yeah, Sun and Moon. Yeah, I haven't finished that one yet.
Yeah.
So if they make like it totally changes up the scene, I feel like I'd give it a go, and I'd get the Switch for that.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think, like, if I was to say something to Nintendo, I'd be like, everything you do from now till Christmas, this period of time from now till Christmas, is literally going to make or break this console. Full stop.
This is the most important, like, what, 7 or 8 months?
Yeah. They have to have it, like, as kind of a no-brainer for a parent by the time Christmas comes around. And if they can get it in that position, like, they're good. But if they can't, they're really screwed. Good luck, Nintendo. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Very
Right.
nice. Well, I'm so happy for you, Kamal. I think that's really exciting.
Thank you.
No, I mean that. I really mean that. I'm not being facetious.
Yeah, I'm glad it turned.
See it?
I mean,
I can reach across the table and congratulate you for a game that you see that.
Yes, I do. I feel the love. I feel the love.
See, now when a Ubisoft game comes out, I want to see that.
No.
Thank you very much.
Depends on the game.
Let me tell you about Ubisoft. I couldn't get into the closed beta for the fucking Wildlands thing, even though I had a code, and they ignored my support ticket, and they replied to me 3 days after the closed beta ended. So
you couldn't get in the club and you were mad. So whatever. That's fine.
Okay, I'm just gonna deep breath. First of all, it was broken. It shouldn't be broken.
You got to the door and the bouncer turned you away, and that's what happened. And I'm sorry.
I knocked on the door and the door had no handle on the hinges to open backwards. But it's more of what happened there. And then after knocking on the door, then going home, they knocked on my door about a week later after the club burned down and said, "Oh, do you want to come in now? We'll fix it for you." It's more of an example of what happened.
How dare you? We're not going to ruin Kamal's nice little Zelda moment.
We ain't talking about Zelda. We're talking about Ubisoft.
I'm good. I'm done. I think that's it, actually. I think
you backpedal on me.
I think we did it.
We did do it.
2 hours, 17 minutes, longest podcast in a while.
Yeah,
wow.
That's almost if we had actual news this week.
Yeah, we had actual news. We had a great, beautiful guest. Beautiful guest.
Woo! Thank you. Emphasis on beautiful.
Emphasis on beautiful and smart.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful and smart guests.
I've never been called smart.
Andy, call us out and tell people where they can find Fire.
Do I have to be like Ubisoft?
Okay.
Alright, okay. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this and you want to see more, obviously there's our YouTube with which has the stockpile of our old podcasts. You can watch this one on Twitch again. All of the stuff we talked about will be in our link dump, which you'll find on the YouTube. If you want to follow us, subscribe to us or whatever, we've got Twitter, we've got a Discord, we've got this, we've got YouTube. If you've got any news you want us to talk about next week, Kamal won't be here, but Luke and I should be here with a different guest, I would hope. Send us if you've got news you want us to talk about, send it to us on any of the things I just talked about, and we will talk about it and we'll give you a shout out. If you want to see more of our special guest, Fire, he's also got a Discord, he's got a Twitter. You can put it in the chat if you want right now, Fire.
Yes, I will do that now.
Do him a follow. Keep up with him. He is very entertaining.
Do him a follow.
Oh, thanks. Dude, do me a follow. Do me
yeah.
that.
Ooh.
And he's a mod in my Discord. Is the mod. Oh, thanks, Andy. That's the sweetest thing someone said to me all week. That was good. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Can we go somewhere private now and then stream?
Yep.
Thanks.
Sounds good.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bound, pick up.